It won't
be until Friday night, so you might have to wait until next week.
Oh, well, all right.
But okay, I'll do it.
I'll live.
I'll definitely be watching it as long as TSN allows it.
Yeah.
They have to open the border, as it were, for YouTube streams, and they've done that.
I hope this hockey victory doesn't damage their willingness to provide coverage to you, an American.
I was up there all weekend, and I was a little self-conscious yesterday afternoon. My daughter plays hockey in Canada. She doesn't. She's flaunting it.
Good for her.
I think. Maybe that can be said. I don't know. But I was sort of kind of thinking about it in the afternoon. Well, hey, what a game, what a tournament, what an experience the whole ride was. To lose your teeth in the third period and then score the winner, that's just legendary stuff. Yeah. It is without the teeth. Hughes.
Yeah, it makes for a hell of a picture.
It's an incredible, all-time great Olympics picture, sports picture even, hockey picture, Jack Hughes. I wondered if you thought, and maybe he did talk about this, he probably did. Did he put the puck where he wanted to?
I don't know. It wasn't until I saw like an ice level replay, like from behind him, that I noticed what like Binnington makes a very odd move there that really he like kicks a leg out and is like almost off the ice,
right,
to allow the puck underneath him there. So I don't know if Hughes. I heard him asked about it, and I felt all he said was, I knew I wanted to get a shot off because he was going to be aggressive. He was coming out. And maybe that's a clue that because he was coming out, he thought, I can expose him 5-hole. He's not going to be down in a butterfly because he's moving toward me, and that'll maybe make that harder. But I don't know if that's where, because, yeah, it's not like he picked a corner. I mean, he slid it underneath him. And, they all count. Crosby's little backhand went underneath Miller, like 5-hole. Miller was going for a poke check. This is 16 years ago now. But that was what happened, and it went, on the ice just through him.
Binnington had made a glove save. Was that even in the overtime? It was late in the game if it wasn't in the overtime, where he just gets a piece of it with his glove and it goes wide from there. And I wonder, was that recent enough for the player and the goalie to both be thinking about, for Hughes at least, to be thinking about, he just made that save, but it seemed like that was the shot. But instead, It just goes underneath his leg for an all-time great goal. So
I love that.
Now they're going to ride around South Beach.
One of my favorite things about the entire thing, the experience of them being there and ultimately winning, is Hughes. I think it was right after. I think it's on the ice still, being asked, what went through your mind? And he referenced Megan Keller having scored on, that was Thursday, right? Gold medal, the winner in overtime for the U.S. women against Canada. And I love that was something that he had ready to offer as what he was thinking about in that moment. It's like just there's the women aren't going to go to the White House. The men are. There's a political element to all of this. The FBI director's in there, and the president is calling, and we try not to bring that into our program with intent, but it's there. And I just love that he, in that moment, mentioned the women's team, because they're probably going to get a lot of grief for not agreeing to go for whatever reason they are. And I mean, I totally respect their choice, just as I respect the men's choice to go. It's not my cup of tea, politically speaking, at all. Far from it. But I do appreciate that he mentioned prominently the women right in that moment. Like, there are a million other things he could have said that nobody would have taken issue with. And I just thought that was a really considerate, thoughtful thing for him to say.
He seems like a good choice to be the hero. If you could pick anybody on that team. I always struggle, as I've told you and said on the air last week, with sort of warming up to Team USA. Because when it starts, there are 10 players on the team I hate from the NHL. I'm glad Brady Tkachuk didn't score the same goal, selfishly, because I don't want to root for Brady Tkachuk. I feel like that's gross. And, every year there's, maybe it's not 10, but I definitely felt the feels yesterday. I wasn't, I was not conflicted when they won the game. And I'm absolutely not anything anti-Canada or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I loved it, and I feel like both the Hughes brothers are really likable. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Yeah,
Would you say the same thing?
I think so. Yeah. There's certainly super important superstar players. I mean, Quinn Hughes missing the Four Nations was a big deal for them last year at this time. So to have him, I mean, he of course scored a big overtime goal himself in this thing earlier last week. So yeah, that's why I'm pointing out that Hughes mentioned the women's team. I think that is evidence of like thoughtful and just trying to like lift everybody up, not just like go USA men. So yeah, I mean I think it's a nice it's certainly a marquee player. He's not like the top guy. But he's close. I mean, he's a top American player. There's no question about that. Mm-hmm. So good for him that he gets that opportunity. And that's right. I mean, I think Quinn's even a bigger impact player than his brother at this point, I would say. So really great. An all-time memory for me. I mean, this job. I'm not out a lot for stuff. And I was in a absolutely mobbed scene at my favorite bar that, opened early. And I mean, I don't know, a dozen friends, not just acquaintances, like close friends, all around. Owen's there, friends of his age are there. It was just a really cool scene to be a part of.
Lots of high fives.
Lots of high fiving.
See, that's the problem.
Well, actually, there wasn't that many because they scored that opening
2
goal.
goals.
Right. We high fived in the first period.
Manageable amount.
And Boldy made what to me the best play of the whole game, other than Hellebuck making saves. That Boldy goal was fantastic. What he did in the neutral zone to sort of chip that puck up and bat it in the air and then chase it down and score the goal. Tremendous. High fives then, and then there were no more high fives until you scored.
And that's hugs probably.
Yeah, more than that.
That's what I wanted to stay away from.
No hugs.
My brother-in-law went out. I knew it was happening, and I was up. It crossed my mind, but I thought there'd be all that touching.
Yeah.
I had to stay. I wasn't in the mood for all that touching.
Yeah.
At least if it's not going to be in my house, I'm going to try to avoid it.
I'm trying to remember now. I mean, I don't know how much there was hugging. I just don't know that I did any hugging.
You were standoffish.
I might have avoided the hugging.
Saying,
I don't know. Yeah.
Some are saying,
but
Bulldog was there. I read about him in the magazines, and he seemed like such a warm person. And then I'm sitting next to him at the gold medal game, and he won't even look at me.
Yeah. It was an all-time sports moment for me to be out with I don't know how many people fit into the Moore Room, but it was it's a packed place and awesome.
All-time top 10
easily.
Just games where you're out.
Yeah, just to be
or all games.
All games.
Top 10
easy
all-time sports moments.
Because I don't have. Like any Bills stuff from however many years they've been good here. We're working.
I know, but you watched those games.
I watched those games, but I'm getting ready to go on the air. There's never I'm not out. I'm not with people. There's not a lot of emotion. It's usually just like, okay, they won, good. We get to play again next week.
Well, the 90s too. Like I'm thinking you still even though you were not living in Buffalo. You would have watched those games and had,
of course,
memories.
But I was working at the.
Is it too long ago? Even
it maybe, but my memories of that are largely not being out with people. It's answering phones and running deliveries and just. I was always working for all the big stuff. I was always working. So what I've mentioned this a couple of times now that I have this experience. I'm going to make it a point to go out when I can. To watch Sabres games here, be it just these 25 games in the regular season or hopefully into the playoffs, because it really does feel good. I used to say I don't want to be around too many people because people say dumb stuff and it's going to aggravate me, and I think I'm over that.
Sometimes the announcers do that, and if you're out, you won't even hear them. So maybe it's better this way.
Well, in this
they're
case,
not professionals.
In
these
this
people
case,
you're
they
sitting
had the
around.
game blasting, so there was no mistaking the announcers. Maybe that helps. See, I heard less talking because I was all you could really hear was Kenny Albert.
Maybe
that worked for me.
How do you like this McKinnon? We all saw who the better team was.
Is that the exact
No,
quote?
that's probably not the exact quote.
And
what do you mean?
There's filler on both sides of that too. Like there's a longer the context is missing with that quote pulled out.
I don't know if I want that to stop me.
Because I think you got. He still did say. You tell me who the better team is.
That's all I meant.
I think is the quote.
That's all I meant.
But around it was like They won, we lost. It's not as bad if you look at the end. I don't have it sitting here in front of me either.
I want the person who says we all saw who the better team was to be somebody that's never seen 10 hockey games in their life and doesn't understand how hockey is like that. I mean, he hasn't been on 100 teams that won games where they got outshot. Like, stuff it. I don't need anybody to try to explain, like, actually, what was the Corsi in this game, guys? I mean, don't they give medals out for possession stats anymore? Doesn't anybody care about that? You can't have that from a hockey player. They know how it works. I mean, it's pretty random sometimes. And speaking of random, I think I even want to stick up for 3-on-3 today.
Oh. Well, enjoy yourself. I'll
2 reasons.
I won't just be passive about it. I will fight you. I hate it so much.
2 reasons. I mean, it isn't my favorite idea either, but now it's like everybody hates that these games ended that way. And I'll just say, not that you don't know this, but the practical aspect of it matters. The fact that there's a tournament and other games have to get played, and they can't go all night. They obviously want to avoid that. And with the NHL, you get that sometimes. Even now, where teams are so good and the play is so fast, you'll still get 3-4 overtime games. So they're obviously going to avoid that, try to avoid that. This easily accomplishes that. There's no way a 3-on-3 game is going to a double overtime. So that's the point. And sports has this always. It's always about the logistics, and I think as purists, if you will, we tend to resent it. We don't want the 10th inning to have a runner on second base because we never had that before and it seemed fine. Then I think it's funny that the World Series had a game that went 18 innings, just it's going to happen, but sports evolves. And if it could have been 4-on-4, I think I would have supported that. I know I said that last week. But the logistics matter. It's the end of the Olympics. It's the last event of the Olympics.
I believe that's right.
Wrap it up. We're going to clean the ice. We're going to take the time necessary to do that. Then we're going to end this thing. So it's still hockey. I mean, you get 4-on-3 power play situations in hockey. 3-on-3 is not a shootout. So I would say that, and I like the point that I read at Defector today about it, which is, in essence, how many NHL playoff games end in overtime on fluke goals? Like, I don't know, half? Half will be, it depends on your definition, but a shot from the point bounces in off somebody, the goalie can't see it, game over. I don't know, like, is that much better? Is it at all better than what we got yesterday? These 3-on-3 goals, Quinn Hughes against Sweden, Marner against whoever that was. Finland? No. Who was that against? Czechs?
Yes.
Czechs. Jack Hughes yesterday. These are like
Megan Keller,
quintessentially Megan Keller. These are gems.
Yeah, I do. I like that point a lot. Because you don't guys don't even take shots from the point. In 3-on-3.
Right.
If they have the puck with an open look at the point, they back out of the zone.
That's right.
more time than not. I hate it, but I absolutely understand everything you just said for why it's in place. Like even earlier when we first started, we knew it was going to happen, and then we saw it happen. It was like, Yeah, boy, I get it. It's, NHL players, you don't want them playing 4 or 5 periods of hockey in what is, a mid-season tournament here, or late-season tournament, from that standpoint. And there's an Olympic Games to run. It is not just a hockey tournament. It's within, the Olympics. I understand why it's there. I just don't. I don't like it as a way to decide a game, but I don't have a better idea. So, I guess I got to kind of live with it. What I didn't like, I'm more bothered. I found the entire McKinnon quote, which I'll give you in a minute here. But did you see Cooper after the game talking about the 3-on-3? He sounds like me.
I heard about it.
You're pulling 4 players off of the ice and whatever. Yesterday was not the day for that. You just lost. You won earlier in the tournament in overtime, and so it gave you something, and now it got taken away. And I don't really need to hear the coach of Team Canada. And I like John Cooper a lot complaining about the format. In some way, it's the most sore losery comment of the whole thing to me. Is him complaining about that. It's a valid criticism, but you just lost in the gold medal game, and I just don't want to hear it right now from you. McKinnon, by the way, the whole quote is, it's been close for a while. They're an amazing, skilled group of players. It just felt like it wasn't going to be. You guys can be the judge of who the better team was tonight. They won, we lost.
Blah, blah, blah.
So I don't think it's as bad as
I guess
the better team lost.
When does anybody need a rational?
I know. I'm sorry. I mean,
take?
It'd be better if I just didn't know this, but I know this.
He got worked on the winner.
Yep.
After whiffing on an open net.
Right.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm allowed to
totally valid.
Have my moment as a fan, only as a fan, but it's such a great play. All of it is such a great play. The goalie gets an assist as it's Hughes behind the net, who kicks the puck. All of it's so good. Kicks the puck to Werenski in the corner. He comes out. What a weird little move he makes. He shovels it. Was that even on his backhand? He shovels it ahead to Hughes, and it's going to be close. Whoever is close, maybe McDavid, whoever it is.
Makar is the player pinching there.
Okay. Makar is closing on Hughes, and what does Hughes do? He's able to chip it. I think that might be a backhand, too, in the air, down the ice, and race for it. And Werenski wins the race.
He bodies McKinnon.
He bodies
off the puck.
McKinnon,
yep.
And Larkin is right there, but Larkin never touches it. He's just around, and boom, boom. So good. All time. I don't know if I'm not ready to declare it a top 10 favorite sports moment. You wanted them to win more than I did. I wanted the women to win more than I wanted the men to win. And so I got that. But I'm not sure I would put that in the top 10 of my entire life.
I'll tell you what. I mean, the U.S. could have lost the game, and I still would say the same thing. The event was the thing. 8 in.m, the bar's opening at 6. It was a special event. And
yes.
Mostly if you are getting up to go somewhere to watch a game like that, you love it. Right? I felt like I was in a room. I'm sure there were exceptions. There's probably a lot more casuals than I think. But if you're getting up at that hour to go out somewhere and drink beer or Bloody Marys and watch a hockey game, you really love hockey. And so for me, I would say the same thing if Canada had won 2-1. On the same play. I'd say it was an incredible match. It's heartbreaking, but it was incredible being out with a bunch of people watching that. And yeah, I mean, there wouldn't have been the celebratory chanting, and Freebird wouldn't have played on the in-house right after. Yeah, there would have been stuff missing, but I still would have it very highly rated for me personally, having been out to watch that game with, 100 people or so.
Would you have watched the medal ceremony had Canada won?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes. I don't think I would have moved. I think I would have just stayed right where I was.
I think in a way, in sort of a not nice way, one of the sweetest things about coming out on top in those 2 gold medal games is that the loser has to sit there for so long. And you see a lot of them have their heads down. They don't want to see Team USA screaming and throwing all their equipment all over the place and all of that was. And it just goes on for so long before you even get to the medals. Man, that is a tough few.
Right. You got the picture at center
minutes.
ice and the Gaudreau children and like the whole thing. And like that's all before the medal ceremony,
No,
right?
I think that's after.
That was after? Okay, thank you.
I think Canada would have left by then.
Yeah, I
probably,
think that's right.
but
Okay.
You have to wait for all of that to calm down before they get the runners out and all the executives come out with the stuffed animals and
They got to go through twice. By the way, like
yes, they go through twice.
Like you can't just give them the stuffed animal
plushie.
while you're giving them the silver medal because McKinnon, his face when they give him the little stuffed animal is like, I know he's in the crosshairs for these comments and rightly so, and being kind of a goat really in the game. I mean he blew an open net and got worked on the winning goal. Find a better goat than that. But his face when he got that stuffed animal was just priceless.
This goes back to Munich. Actually, it goes back to Greece.
The stuffed animals.
The very first Olympics. They always had the medals, one to the end, and then the little Beanie Baby guys after that. Has the show ever sounded older or newer? If you're listening in Rochester, hello Rochester. We're glad to have you as a part of our team. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog here. We'll talk to Sal Capaccio from the Combine in Indianapolis, assuming that he made it.
I've not
heard different.